Nate, darling, we are going. Welcome, man. I appreciate you coming and doing this episode. This is the first episode in the new studio, so we're happy to have you right now.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
This is you've been one of the more requested guests in the past 2 years to come on this show. Where's the majority of your time been spent, I guess, in the past 2 years? We know that you're from here. Mm-hmm. We know that you're out in LA, but where's the majority of your life being lived right now?
Right now, I'm back home.
Yeah.
Just for the last couple months, but for the past 2 years, I've kind of been in the States, man, because the COVID rules out here. So I've just been training summer times in Charlotte, in Delaware, and just kind of been doing that thing. But now I'm back home for the next couple months training for summer league. So
that's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
Well, leaving home, like you left home. How old were you when you left here?
I was 14, turning 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you went to Newark?
No, I went to Hydesville, Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah, DeMatha.
Was that tough?
For sure, it was
14.
tough. Yeah, it was a big adjustment, man. Going new country by myself, playing against some of the top guys in the country, and but you know, I wanted to do it. I had a goal in mind, and my mom, she still doesn't know how she let me go at that young age, but she saw like a young kid who was striving for it, man, and she said, like, if I didn't go, she knew that I would have that like resentment that I didn't do it, so she had to let me do it.
So how was I'm always interested in this question. I ask a lot of my guests who don't play hockey because it's Canadian. Just most guys play hockey, but who introduced you to basketball? How did you get involved in the game, and what led you to become passionate about it?
Definitely just my dad.
Oh,
he played at St. Mary's. And I didn't watch him play at St. Mary's, but he was always in senior leagues, and he was still pretty nice growing up. So I'd always at his games, and so I just was in a basketball family. Okay. So I was never my mom didn't play hockey, my dad didn't play hockey. It was just all basketball. I mean, I played all sports growing up, like soccer and football and stuff like that, but basketball was the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just watching him inspired me, and then once I got a little taste of the game, started really getting good and started to cook some people. I was like, oh, this is the game for me. So.
I love the basketball slang. I love it. I started to cook some people.
Well, yeah, man. When I was like 8, I was at like spring league one time, and I scored like 33 points of our team's 37 points. And I was
Talk a little closer to the mic. There you go. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, I scored. Is that good?
That's good there, yeah.
Yeah, I scored 33 of our team's 37 points. And I wasn't even trying to ball hog or anything. I was getting after it. And I think I had a natural touch to put the ball in the hoop, you know. So.
Wow.
I started, just kept going from there.
How old were you when the natural touch came about? Did it come about when you first touched a basketball, or were you, like 8, 9, 10 years old when it's like, whoa, okay, wait a second, I'm better than some of these kids?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like I always had a knack for putting it in the hoop. Like my little brothers have it too. They can just throw it in the hoop, you know. But once I was like 8, 9, 10, that's when I really started to go out in the driveway and really start to work and put in the effort. So it's kind of like a combination of that natural touch, and then since I started to like it, then I started to really grind at it, and then it really started to come on. So then,
wow.
Yeah, it's just a kind of domino effect.
It's exciting when you're able to find a passion that young. Maybe not passion at that time, but just find something that you think is fun, and you don't even know at the time you're working. You're just having fun, just like going to the playground, except you have a basketball in your hand.
Yeah, it was kind of like a natural instinct. I feel like just going to the hoops and just by myself outside and just getting that alone time. So I fell in love with it at a really young age, honestly, where I was putting in more work than other kids. And I don't even know if it was to become something. It was just I enjoyed that alone time and that work and just sweating by myself and doing that, yeah. What
was traveling like for basketball in Atlantic Canada for tournaments and things like that? Like, what were those moments like?
Like as a kid traveling, like
I can only relate to hockey tournaments, traveling and wherever you go. It's like, oh, I remember that kid. I played against him in Cape Breton. But basketball, I don't know at a younger age what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, it's we travel across like Atlantic Canada. We go to like PEI, we go to New Brunswick, go to Moncton, just like things like that. But every now and then we go down to Boston and we get worked by those kids. You know, like they would kind of kill us. But it was like a wake up call. Like, okay, like the States is. Those are the kids we got to get better than. You know, Nova Scotia is probably like the best in Atlantic Canada, so we'd always go down to New Brunswick and handle teams and stuff like that. Yeah. But when we went down to the States, it was a wake-up call for sure.
At the U17, what was it called? U17 National Championship in the finals, you put up 50 points against Ontario.
Yeah.
I was watching some of the highlights, and when I don't know how long this podcast has been going for, but you just mentioned you know how to put the ball in the hoop, and some of the ways that you were driving your body towards the hoop and taking a hit and being able to lay the ball in, I was impressed. It was the first time I was watching those highlights today. It was very impressive watching you do that.
Yeah.
50 points. That's a lot.
Yeah, I took a lot of shots too, though. But
Did you have a green light that game?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody on that team kind of knew that I was our guy, and we all accept our role. The best teams in basketball, they accept their roles. You got guys that are the hustle guys. You got guys who are the scorers. You know what I mean? And if everybody really buys into it and just lets it happen, you can accomplish beautiful things. And everybody was like, okay, Nate's gonna do his thing, and we gotta like be the best at our role, and we can make something happen. So everybody kind of just gave me the rock and let me do my thing, and I was feeling it that game. And last game, I think we lost to Ontario. We lost by like 15, and I had 30 something. And my grandfather, he was R.I.P., but he was in the hospital at the time. He's like, Nate, you're gonna have to score 50 points to beat those boys. And I was like, I guess so. Then the next game, I scored 50 and we won. So
wow,
pretty cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you were down in the States during like that time, correct? Like you were down in prep school.
I was at the math at the time. Yeah.
Correct. So when you came back, did a lot of the guys look at you in a leadership role? It's like, wow, this guy's down in the States right now, coming back to Canada to represent Nova Scotia. You must have been put automatically in a leadership role on that team.
Yeah. I mean, the coach at the time, Jared Timmons, I was like we're close family friends on my dad's side, and he was kind of trying to convince me to play. Nationals when it was in Halifax, so I was like, let's do it, because I was playing AAU at the time too. Yeah. So it was a lot of commitment, but yeah, he was like, yeah, come in, be our guy, and let's make something special happen. I was like, absolutely. And I was at the math at the time, like before I decided I was going to play, and I was just shooting in the gym by myself, and I started to envision like hitting shots in Nova Scotia, like hitting big shots, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, I can do this. Let's do it. So I hit him up, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Are you a big visual guy?
100%.
You know, like, what's the opening scene there of Space Jam when Michael Jordan's in the driveway and his dad's like, you're never gonna, when he's shooting in the first scene.
Yeah.
And he's visualizing going to the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, is that kind of you? You visualize things before they happen?
100%. Yeah. I have deja vu a lot. Like, I feel like I see things before. But my mom always told me like to visualize things, to believe in yourself, and to like, that manifestation kind of, it sounds kind of corny, but like you have to see it, and then you have to believe it, and then you have to put the work in and do it. So like there was a shot in the 50-point game where it was a really, really deep three in overtime, and I was shooting that shot in the gym. Like I literally saw that shot in my head before I did it. Like and then it came to fruition. So
that's weird.
Yeah. Like when I was injured, like when I was a kid, like I hurt my back, and my mom, I was like very depressed. I was like, not depressed, but I was like, fuck, I can't play basketball, And my mom was like, just shoot in your head, just do it in your head. So for a month, I was just visualizing shots in my head because I couldn't shoot at the time. So I think like you gotta do that, or at least it works for me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to go back to kind of leaving home a little bit and navigating your way through this thing. I guess I don't want to call it professional basketball yet, but what do you call not college basketball, high school basketball?
Yeah.
Down in the States, but just navigating your way to the college game, and not having your parents there. Did you have an agent at the time? How do you navigate people recruiting you?
So basically, like your high school coach and your AAU coaches are kind of your agent at the time. Like coaches come to them and say, hey, blah blah blah, we like your kid, and then if you like them enough, they'll start talking to your parents, and then they'll offer you a scholarship. They might invite you to their campus, kind of things like that. So around like the end of my 11th grade year, going into my senior year, is when I really started to get colleges that wanted to talk to me and stuff like that. So.
And then what? Did you take recruiting trips?
Yeah, I took a couple. I took one to Delaware. I took one to Florida Gulf Coast, and then UAB. Florida Gulf Coast and UAB were like my two coming out of college or coming out of high school that I really wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And then Coach Haas from UAB, he's at Stanford now. He left UAB right before I committed there, but I committed to him because he like really inspired me, and I was like, okay, I could play for that guy. And then he left, and I played 2 years at UAB. Then I went through the whole process again when I transferred to Delaware.
Do you think you made the right decision? I think you did.
Yeah, every decision I've made, I feel like it's been the right decision. Like you got to take risks, take big steps, and things will fall into your lap. So
yeah, I've always wondered about that college experience, going down to the States and maneuvering your way, especially when sports are involved. Academically, I couldn't. I'm not an academic guy, but sports, choosing the right school, it feels like a huge decision you have to make at 16. How old are you?
17.
17?
Yeah, 17.
Huge decision.
Huge, yeah.
I like how you mentioned your coach, because you have to look at the coach, because that guy's going to be your, another father figure to you, essentially turning you into a man at the college level.
Yeah.
It's good that you have the maturity to, I guess, look at that and be like, yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah, no, that's because I would have went to Florida Gulf Coast based on everything. It's down in Florida. It's got a cool campus. Like it's like UAB is not very exciting. Alabama, Birmingham. Like it's not the.
Yeah.
But he kind of like talking to my dad, talking to my mom. Like he looked like the guy that could, like what you're saying, turn me into a good man and bring me to where I want to go basketball wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going through that route, though, I know I can only relate to hockey, like I always say, but there's always that Nova Scotian that's down in Boston playing hockey. There's a Nova Scotian over in Europe playing. There's someone over here playing, and you're able to talk to these guys. And not that it matters where you're from, but having someone to talk to, I guess, oh, what's it like over here? What's it like over there? Who's this guy? What's he like? Do you have those connections within the basketball world at the age of 16? You'd be like, oh, what's it like to go play at Delaware? How does that work?
No. Yeah, that's why I committed to Delaware the second time, because I actually had my high school coach, the assistant coach at high school. He got a job there.
Yeah.
So I kind of realized like what you're talking about. Like you need to have connections in that world.
Yeah.
To have someone who really has your best interests at mind. Like all these guys are trying to get to the next level. They're trying to get to so they care about you, but only if it like affects them. You know what I'm saying? Or only if it helps them. So I needed to have someone that I knew truly had my back. So when I committed to Delaware, it was like a no-brainer. I was like, okay, this guy cares about me. He's been there since I was 15.
Yeah.
He actually wants what's best for me. And so I didn't even go visit any other schools. I'm like, I'm going to go there. I'm going to try it out with him and see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the work.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen basketball training videos on YouTube, and they look like a lot of work. The obsession that you guys have in order to put a ball in a hoop is incredible. It's absolutely insane, almost spiritual like.
Yeah.
Just talk about the work and how you can transfer it in your mind, and it isn't work, it's just routine. How do you go through that process?
I think like the two words you use, like obsession and spiritual, are like kind of like what I build off of from it, because at a young age, I think it's like meditation for me, like being by myself for hours at a gym. My dad would drop me off at like on a summer day at like 9 o'clock at CGC. Then he'd come pick me up at 4:30 after work. Like I was like 12 years old doing that, like every day, just shooting. And just, I fell in love with it. Like, it's peace to me, you know, just being in the gym by myself. Like at the math, I'd be like 1 a.m, just shooting on the gun. Like there's this like machine where I couldn't sleep and I'd just go shoot, just rep it out. And now I get to the point where I'm hitting 95, 96 out of 100 from three. And like, you're in that zone. Like you're so in the moment. And that's where that spiritualness comes from. Like I feel like people meditate to find that zone where you're just like, you're so in the now. And like when that happens during the game, that's when you explode for 50. You explode, you know, like the net is your body completely takes over. You're just you're in the moment. Like, and that's what like Katie talks about, that like blackout zone or whatever. Like it's what I chase.
1 a.m, you're shooting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Anytime, like if I couldn't sleep, like that when you said is it tough leaving at that age, I was lucky because I lived with a teacher and he had a key to the gym. So like if I didn't sleep, like I always had the key. Like I'd be up all night. I'd be like, oh, whatever. And I'd just go shoot it out. Go to 1 to like 2, 3 in the morning. Come back, sleep. Then I wake up, go to class. I'd be asleep in class because I was up shooting all night. But, yeah.
Is there ever any like doubt in your mind? You know, the Sportsnet did a great bit on you. I forget his name. Arash Madani did on you, and you the first Nova Scotian to play in the NBA. And I don't know if that's ever a goal of yours. I'm sure it is.
100%.
But are you ever shooting at 1 a.m. and go, I'm not, it's like, I don't know, Nova Scotian. I don't know if I'm going to, is there any ever doubt, or do you just not even focus on it and just go, you know what, whatever's going to happen is going to happen?
Yeah, it's like an interesting balance, because the belief is always there. Like, that's why I do what I do. Like, that's why I would do those long days, those long nights, because it means something to me. And I know I can get to where I was. Like when I was 15 and no one believed in me except for my family, you know, but no one thought like, okay, he's going to the NBA. Like he's just a small kid from Nova Scotia. Like in my head, I'm like, no, fuck that. Like I am going to the NBA. Like no doubt in my mind, I'm going to the NBA. Like I might not be confident in different things like that, but that belief is always there. Yeah. So yeah, the work was always intentional to get to where I am now. And like, it's going to, like right now, like I think I could be NBA All-Star. Like that's where my head is at, you know what I'm saying? So the work that I'm doing now is to get to that point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's the day like now for you? When you wake up, you're training in the summer. What's a day like for you? Right now?
I mean, I'm working. I got this place called Quantum right now that's helped me out with my physio, helping me out with my strength and conditioning massage. So I go there in the morning, and then I'll go train with my trainer Brandon Brown. Shout out to Brandon Brown, man. I've been working with him since I was 12 years old.
I've heard his name a couple times.
Yeah, he's an NBA level trainer. Like I've been around working with a lot of people, and he's that guy for sure. But anyway, awesome. I'll work with him for like 2 hours. And then now I'm going to start getting into some scrimmages, getting my legs under me. So I try to keep it like a 9-to-5 type thing right now. Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I definitely like killed my body and was always in the gym, just shooting. But now I'm trying to make it more meticulous and smart, and try to just refine my skills and be ready for the season when it comes. Because I'm basically training like for July, because July is summer league. So I need my body to be fresh for July. Yeah. So I can't kill myself right now. I need to just refine my skills.
How long did it take you to figure out how to, I guess, take care of your body rather than just go kill, weights, lift, do this? But how long does it take for you to like listen? I'm 30 and I only learned last year to listen to my body. You know,
I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, honestly, because I have that itch that to just go. Yeah. And I was doing that at the start of the summer when I first came home. I was on the court for like 4 or 5 hours a day, and my body was like, yo, like this is not working right now. Like my quads were shot. So then I started using my wrist more, and then my wrist started hurting because like I wasn't using my legs for my quads. I was overcompensating
a little. Exactly. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm not helping myself. I'm hurting myself more. So I tuned it down a little bit.
When you sign with Charlotte and you're in the pro game, what are some of the things that you learned from pro athletes? I heard from I'm going to go back to hockey because that's all I can relate to, is some of the things that these guys have learned from the pro games, just the way they dress, the way they handle themselves, the way they arrive at the airport, the way the food that they bring to the airplane as they eat, as they fly to Dallas, some of the things that you will never be able to experience unless you're playing professional sports. What are some of the things that you learned from the pro side?
I think the biggest thing was the way they carry themselves. When I walked into the locker room for the first time, it was kind of a wake up call for me. I was still like a boy coming out of college, and these are all like the best men in the world, the best athletes in the world, and they carry themselves like they are. You know what I'm saying? And I still had I'm always, like when I told you, I always believe in myself, but there's times where your confidence wavers and you're like, okay, can I do this? Can I not do this? But like the belief is still there. Like, you know, you can do it, but like you still have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tough to get into that situation. So it was a wake up call for me. I was like, okay, like I know I'm at this level, but I need to like grow more. I need to get bigger. I need to get stronger. I need to get more confident in myself, more comfortable at this level. Cause everywhere I go, like when I got to college, it took me like a year to figure it out. When I got to high school, it took me a year to figure it out. And now that I'm in the league, honestly, it's taken me a year to figure it out. I mean, I'm still getting more comfortable and more confident, but I know the next time I step into the NBA gym, I'm going to be ready for that, the way they carry themselves, and I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. Were you nervous a little bit to ask questions?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it was, it's interesting. You're like a rookie, you're 21. Some of these guys are 30, you know what I'm saying? They have families and stuff. Like it's just a different level. So it was definitely, I think I was a little timid at first, because I didn't know if I belonged or not.
Or where you fit in.
Exactly. Like there's no way to find out until you get thrown in there, you know? Because some of these kids are, they're already first round draft picks. They're whatever. They have it kind of.
They're signed.
They're all set up. Exactly. And I'm coming from Delaware. I'm a two-way guy. I didn't get drafted. They're taking a chance on me. I'm like, okay, like, fuck, like, where do I fit in? But that's what messed me up. I can't have that attitude. But you know what I'm saying? It was a learning experience. So
for sure.
I learned a lot and I grew a lot, and I'm like, I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready. I can't wait to get back in there.
So when you played your first game, how do you know you're going to, like, does a coach come up to you before against Toronto?
No.
So it's just during the game, he goes, all right, Nate, you're up.
Yeah. We were getting blown out. So one of the assistants came up to me. He's like, get ready. Like, get warm. Like, cause you're sitting for an hour and a half. Yeah. And, he's like, get ready. I'm like, oh fuck. Start stretching, start jumping around and stuff. And, yeah.
Does the coaching staff know that they're about to, by letting you go in the game, do they know that history is about to be made?
So we had 2 Canadians on staff, so I think they knew.
Okay.
Nate Mitchell and Jay Triano. I think Nate might have told the coach like how, like, this is in front of Toronto, like it's on national TV. That's just my theory. I don't know. He didn't say it to me, but it seemed like they wanted to put me in so everybody at home could see.
Well, the broadcast team at Sportsnet did a tremendous job as you went into the game, and they said Nova Scotian first NBA player Nate Darling, like they killed it. They knocked it out of the park, and it was great.
They did.
What an exciting moment after the game.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
No, yeah, it was.
You didn't even look at your phone, did you? You're just blowing it. You're just like, I can't live.
I needed to just go home
I messaged
you. I got a lot of love, man. It's tough. But I made sure to call my family and tell them I love them. Thank you for everything. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did they let you keep the jersey?
Yeah, they did. I mean, we had like 5 jerseys that they gave us after the season. So
okay.
Yeah, I gave one to my dad, one to my mom, one to my brother. I kept one for myself. So.
Well, hopefully the one you kept for yourself is the one you actually wore.
Yeah, I forget. I think the turquoise one. Yeah, I think it was one.
I went online and I tried to buy one. You just couldn't get them anywhere. You had to buy a blank one and then take it to a store and get Darling on the back, but you couldn't get them.
It's all good.
But that jersey, man, that one. If there is a Nova Scotia Hall of Fame, I know they're transferring it over right now, but that's history. Like crazy.
It is.
Do you think about things like that, or do you just keep it in perspective?
I mean, it crosses my mind every now and then, but for me, I think as a human, we're all striving for more. Like it's not in our DNA to be stagnant. So when I'm in these moments, like yes, you have to appreciate them, but in my head, I already knew this was going to happen, so it's not a huge deal to me.
Yeah.
But it is a huge deal, obviously, like to the community and to Nova Scotia, and to be the first from somewhere to do something it's pretty amazing. But in my head, I'm like, okay,
back to work.
Yeah. That's nothing to me. I didn't score, like I was pissed. So, I was pissed. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I appreciate what I'm doing and what I've done, but I'm so goal driven, and like it doesn't mean the world to me, because I think I can accomplish way more than just playing in one NBA game. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting how some of the best athletes in the world say that. Kobe said it. Tiger said it. It's just like, was that you vibrating?
It's probably me, yeah.
Guys blowing up.
I bet it's my mom.
Is it?
She wants to make.
If you want to answer it. You got to answer it on the podcast, though. But no, like some of these great athletes, they say, you accomplish things, but the quicker you just let it go and get back to work, the greater you'll be. And for the people that sit there in the glory and go, I'm the best, I did this, holy smokes, it's just the run's going to be a little bit shorter than expected,
Yeah, but you have to have gratitude for what you've done, and have some, like, sit back and be like, yeah, like, you did what you said you would do.
Yeah.
And like, I'm proud of myself for
never
giving up and believing in myself and bringing that to fruition, that young 10-year-old who committed, like, you're going to be an NBA player. Yeah. And now, like, I'm walking in the NBA. It's cool. Like, if I let my 10-year-old self look up and see what I'm doing now, like, I think he'd be like, that's amazing. Like, I can't believe we're doing it,
100%.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I want to go to the international stage. Putting on a Canada basketball jersey, what's that feeling like?
I mean, it's pretty surreal. Like, just playing for your country and competing against other countries. There's like some pride to it, You're like, our country's better. Like, we're gonna beat you guys, But I'm excited. I want to do at the men's level at some point, but right now I'm just focusing on my NBA career.
100%. Do you mind if I ask though about the 2017 World Cup when you won gold?
For sure.
First of all, how hot is Egypt?
Yeah, it was. We didn't really get to go out much because it was like there was like a terror threat.
Oh yeah.
While we were there, they advised our families not to go.
Oh, your family went over?
No, they didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Because they told them not to go, because they couldn't protect them. They said
they could only protect you.
Yeah, they could only protect our team. Yeah.
They've got there's the people with like guns around, like
there's
protecting you.
Security. Yeah, like everywhere we went.
No way.
But they let us go to the pyramids, which is pretty sick.
Did they still haven't figured out how they made them yet, eh?
No, it's baffling.
It's baffling.
Yeah, everybody in our society thinks we're so smart, but we look back and hey, they build these magnificent structures.
They're huge, eh? Those pyramids. Have you ever seen anything bigger than a pyramid?
I mean, there's like skyscrapers and stuff that are bigger.
Yeah.
But like the size of those blocks are like unfathomable. I think they're like what, like 100,000 pounds or something.
No idea.
They're huge.
Are you allowed to climb them? Like, can you get like up on one?
No.
You can't do anything.
No. I rode a camel though.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Yeah, it was good. But the guy who rode the camel, like he He brought me out into like around the desert where nobody was at. Like the camel was just running, and these camel are like 10 feet up in the air, so like you can't get down off them. And he like took my phone to take pictures of me, and then he wouldn't give me my phone back unless I gave him money.
No, how much did you give him?
I gave him like $10, and he's like, "That's not gonna cut it."
Like, I was like, hustling you. You're 18 years old.
Yeah, I'm 17 out in Egypt. I'm like, all right, let me get this guy.
17 out in Egypt.
Let me get this guy some money so I can get my phone back. I couldn't see anybody. I was just out in the desert on a camel.
You weren't with your teammates or
No,
anything?
he like took me away from everybody, like, cause he's like, do you want the camel to run? And I was like, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Like, yeah. But
He's
yeah.
smart. He hustled you.
He did
big
hustle
time.
me. He did hustle me. And I wasn't gonna like try to like. I was like, okay, take what you want, dude. Like, let me just get back to the fucking.
He took you out.
He did. Got me for like $30.
That's incredible. Well, it's not, but that sucks. But life lesson right there.
Yeah.
So the gyms were well air conditioned.
Yeah. They were pretty hot. They were pretty hot. No, it was cool though. Like the love that we got from the Egyptian like fan base. It was pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Like they were.
Is Egypt a basketball?
I don't know.
Community in Egypt?
I don't know, but they loved us. It was pretty cool.
That's an exciting feeling to be able to travel all around the world and then you're loved.
Yeah. No. Like we went to Chile that summer too. Or no, that was the summer before. But we went to France, I think, that summer. So I've been to some cool places, but you don't really get to enjoy them. It's not like I'm visiting France. You know what I'm saying?
You're a work trip.
Yeah, it's still basketball, food, hotel. Like it's, yeah.
That's the really cool thing about basketball. Same thing with soccer and other sports that are just well known around the world. Hockey isn't really, lacrosse isn't really. Basketball, it's arguably, I'd maybe put soccer, I don't know.
It's up there.
Basketball is 1 and 2 with soccer. It's an incredible sport that's played all around the world. And some of the places that you're getting to go to play, it's awesome. Some of those NBA games where they go over to China and play, like in the preseason, and you see some of the fans that show up, you're just like, whoa, why isn't there an NBA team in China yet?
Yeah.
It's incredible to see some of the things that are going on in the sport of basketball.
Yeah, no, it's pretty spectacular. Like
It's awesome.
It is really worldwide.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I think, like, honestly, the NBA is it's like the most exclusive league to get into because of the amount of players and then also how many people play it. Like in soccer, there's like 6 or 7 top leagues and a bunch of teams and a bunch of players. But the NBA is like one league for everybody in the world. That's the top guys, you know. So
I want to talk about the level from college to basketball or college from the NBA in terms of treatment. I've heard the NBA, it's above and beyond, from the dressing rooms, from the planes, from the meals, from the time you have to spend with the community. What's the biggest difference you think from college to pro in the NBA?
I mean, for some of these colleges, I feel like some of the top colleges, it's pretty similar.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like they fly private. They have like amazing locker rooms. Like I'm sure like Kentucky and stuff like that. Like it's pretty elite. But from where I'm from, like Delaware, it was solid facilities, solid treatment, stuff like that. But I mean, it's just next level. You know, you fly everywhere from at any time. You walk up on a plane and you're just private. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go through the airport. You don't have to do anything like that. And then hotels are all top of the line hotels. Everything, all the food you get it's just top of the line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So going from there to the G League, it's like, okay, I need to get back to the NBA.
He's motivated by the planes.
Yeah.
Did you meet Michael when you were in Charlotte?
I did briefly.
Wow. I
mean, I just shook his hand and introduced myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he has a presence to him.
I'd say like an aura.
Yeah.
You know where he's like a mile away. He's like around.
Yeah.
And cool. LeBron in the corner, what did he actually say to you?
So I messed up my ankle the play before. Like I took a shot.
Before the free throws, yeah.
Yeah, so it was one of those rules where he stuck his foot under my foot. My ankle literally like touched the ground. I was out for like 2 months after that. But I stayed in the game to shoot my free throws and to play in the game. And he was kind of, like he said, like, I heard, usually I wouldn't turn around. I like to talk shit. So like when someone tries to talk shit to me, I'll engage in it.
Hence no mouth guard.
Yeah, exactly. I like to communicate right there. But I heard him go, hey, yo. And like, I was like, oh shit, that's LeBron. Like, you know, it's LeBron's voice. Like, so I turned around just to see what he had to say to me. And he was basically just saying like, he respected me for, I forget his exact words. It was something like you should be next to me right now. Cause he was respecting me for staying out there with my ankle injury. And that was I don't know. He didn't dare me to shoot or everything. Like I saw like the memes online that were saying like, oh, he dared him to shoot, but he just was respecting me for being out there. And then I came off the screen and hit a shot, and I think like he got up. Like if I would have hit that, he would have been pumped for me. But then it was a cool experience.
100%.
Yeah.
Some of the cooler experiences that you had in college. What are some of the best crowds and arenas that you've ever played in college, and what are some of the most hostile environments you've played in college?
I think my favorite game was it was against William and Mary. It was like their senior night, and they have a pretty, I think it's like 6,000, 7,000 arena, but it was like it was packed completely.
Yeah.
And I got into one of those states where I was telling you about, like that blackout zone.
Yeah.
I was in the locker room just breathing a little bit, focusing on my breath, and then I got on the court and they were giving it to me. Like they were making fun of my facial hair, they were like shitting on me, and I was just like, okay. Like I was starting to feel like the energy in the crowd, and then the floor was like super shiny or something, and I went down to like, you know, like when people are about to tip off, people are stretching and stuff, like
Giving at
the circle.
Yeah.
So I got down to like a little squat, a little sumo squat, and I looked down and I could see my full reflection, and I just like tapped into this, I don't know what it was. I felt like a gladiator. Like I just snapped into it, and like immediately I scored like 25 points in like 12 minutes and shit. Like I was just on another level. Like I hit a shot where I took a shot, and as the ball was in the air, you could hear me on the video just screaming like as loud as I could. So it was like, it's going in the net. Like 100% it's going in. So it was that was one of my favorite moments in college for sure. But like just having that hostile atmosphere like kind of snapped me into that state.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming you said 6,000 stadium, 6,000 people?
Yeah, it was something like that.
So I'm assuming the stadium is very steep.
Yeah.
They felt like you were on top of you.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite type of buildings too.
It was a good atmosphere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Did you, every time when you started to play in front of crowds and people, when you're shooting free throws and they're this behind the free throw line, does that ever affect you? I've always wondered that.
No, actually, I mean,
Booker got upset at the Raptors
that
mascot.
Yeah, I think because I don't know, maybe because when I'm shooting and other people are shooting sometimes, and like they like the ball goes in the air and I watch their ball as I'm shooting, and it kind of like messes with my head. So I think that's maybe what he was saying, like they can't throw something.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to, I don't know, but I like it. Like when we were playing against RGV this year, and the crowd was like super loud when I was shooting free throws. It was towards the end of the game, and like you just like take a big deep breath and just, I don't know, I like it. Like it feels good. Like I like when there's more energy in the crowd. Like you just feed off it.
100%.
Yeah.
Transferring and signing with the Clippers organization, it's an exciting feeling. You know, that's a great feeling. Living out in LA.
Yeah.
What's that like right now?
It was my favorite place to live by
Was
far.
it?
Yeah. So I lived. The G League is out this place called Rancho Cucamonga, which is like a
Say that. Sorry.
Rancho Cucamonga. Yeah, it's a little suburb about an hour away. Super nice place, like in the mountains, just beautiful. Like never a cloud in the sky. And I, like my son, like I was outside, shirt off, walking around, getting my good air in, getting good breaths in. But no, I loved living out there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Every day when you're in the G League, what are some of the things that they're trying to develop you towards to do? I'm assuming the G League, it's a developmental league to try to get you back to the NBA.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that they have you working on?
I mean, it's just basic. Like it's the same type of thing. Like we're all preparing for a season. Like we're trying to win games and we're working on our skills at the same time. So like the head coach, he's game planning all the time. Then the assistant coaches are working on our skill work, and then we do our practice, and then we get our extra shots up after. So it's pretty similar. It's the same thing, you know. It's nothing like, there's no different schedule. I think we probably practice more than the NBA teams because their travel schedule was worse than ours, because it's like, yeah, they don't have, I don't know, like they're the NBA, they have more of a cohesive team because they have time to be together. G League is more like a 1 year thing. Like they bring a group together, and then if it doesn't work out, everybody kind of like disperses. Like there's not many. Like there's not going to be a guy who's staying on the G League team for like 5 years.
Oh, it's not like that. Okay.
I mean, there may be a couple guys here and there, but for the most part, it's like this year our team was a completely new team. Like but there was only like 2 guys who were there from last year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like,
it's tough to build chemistry.
Absolutely. We got lucky this year. Like shout out to our team, man. Like we really loved each other, and like we're brothers out there, and like we wanted to go win we came close. We lost in the Western Conference Finals and we should have won, but like we actually cared about it. We bought into each other and we wanted each other to succeed. But there's a lot of teams in the G League where it's just one-on-one basketball, guys trying to get theirs.
Interesting. I didn't know that at all. That puts a different dynamic on it for sure.
It's tough. It's tough basketball. That's why I really need to pick the right opportunity and like see which. Because I think this year I'm gonna have to play in the G League again to like get that call up. We'll see. I hope not. I hope some team like after summer league takes a good chance on me. But yeah, you got to pick the right team.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about was this summer league. Some of the coolest highlight videos are from the summer league, I think, on YouTube, other than the actual game. But summer league highlights are really cool. What's the game plan going into a summer league? Is it to talk to agents? Is it to talk to teams? Is it to get better as a player? What's the goal going into it?
It's honestly just, at least for guys like me, so if you're a rookie who just got drafted, you're going to be in the summer league. And if you're a guy who's like first or second year, you're going to, if you don't play a lot, they'll put you on the summer league. It's mainly to get reps. It's like a preparation for the NBA.
Cool.
But it's also for guys like me who aren't on an organization. Well, the Clippers have my rights for summer league, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. But anyway, it's like an opportunity. It's like a showcase kind of thing. So
cool.
You go in, you play well. The team's like, oh, he's doing it at this level. Like, there you go. Let's take him. But for most guys, it's like a preseason to the preseason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in Vegas.
Oh,
yeah.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
I have. Yeah.
Is it fun? How old are you?
Solid.
You're 20.
I'm 23.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're so focused.
Yeah, it's not. Just, I like blackjack. I like roulette. But I'm not going there to gamble or to party or anything like that. I might stop by, play a couple hands of blackjack or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to Vegas. What I'm saying? I'm going to play basketball.
I've always thought that about guys that get drafted to cities like that. If you get drafted to the Miami Heat at 18, I'm like, I don't know. If you get drafted to the Lakers at 18, it's just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte was a perfect team for you to go to at the very beginning. It's not that it's a huge, exciting city, but you can focus. There's a great owner there. I don't know. I've always thought that every sport, if you get drafted to one of those cities, it's like, oh, Jesus.
No, it's definitely tough. Some guys can handle it and they become rock stars, and some guys do too much and then they fizzle out because they're not focused on it, because there is a lot of excitement in those cities for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at the top of society.
The top of society.
For real, some of these guys, if you're one of the best players in the NBA, you can't go outside at those cities. You'll get mauled by people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's not sad, but it's crazy the lifestyle that you get thrown into at a young age.
Yeah. I'm lucky I don't have that. But you see guys like Kyrie, it's man, that guy can't move. He can't go anywhere. Can't go anywhere.
I don't know how some of those guys stay. I remember in Brooklyn, they were playing, I think, the Celtics in the first round, and he was going to the dressing room, and someone's just yelling at him. And some of the things he was yelling at Kyrie, I would have turned around and not walked away. I would have approached the guy. And Kyrie's just able to stay calm and walk away. But he's been through it a million times. Exactly. He's gone through the reps. But I don't know. Some of these things that these guys have to go through, even on the courtside presence, always amazes me.
Yeah.
Some of the vulgar things that are being yelled at them, and they have to stay calm. I don't know.
It's part of it, man. It's part of it. People are there to get rowdy and to be entertained. And we're a part of the entertainment, and they yell at you, whatever. It's fun for them. So
it's fun for you. You said you like the hostile environment.
I like it too. Yeah, I'd much rather play it away than at home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I feed off that. I don't know, the negative energy. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, it feels good. I like silencing crowds. Yeah, it feels good. It's also, I love playing in front of a hometown too. But if I had to choose, yeah.
I think Kobe said that too. He's like, I like playing away.
Oh, really?
I just like the hostile environment. He said in Madison Square Garden, I think.
Yeah.
He said Madison Square Garden was the best place he loved to play.
It, man. Something about it.
Did you get to see MSG this year?
I did. Yeah, I didn't get it at full. Oh, not this year. The year before.
Yeah.
I didn't get it at full force though. It was like 3/4 capacity or something like that.
COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID.
What's it like there though?
There was definitely a different energy in there.
Is it the Mecca?
Like I said, I didn't get to feel it. I didn't get to fully feel it. That's what my rookie year kind of got gypped a little bit, man. Half the year there was no fans. We could barely really hang out with each other. They had so many rules and regulations, so I didn't get to like that close team chemistry where they're taking the rookies out, doing all this different stuff with the rookies and stuff. So it was definitely a rough year to come into the NBA as a rookie for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a summer league. I didn't get a preseason. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get all these things that rookies usually get to get themselves going. So
100%. It almost seems like as we're having this conversation, there's like a little bit of a chip on your shoulders at all time. It's just like, I got to fight for every little piece of crumb that I get. I got to fight for it.
Yeah.
I love that about you. And we just met.
Yeah. No, and I think that's what makes me get to where I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been given anything. Like a lot of these guys, they've been told that they're number one picks from day one or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like a 1-star recruit in high school. But I know that that I can, you know what I'm saying?
A 1-star recruit?
Dude,
how many stars are there?
5. I was, so DeMatha is like one of the biggest high schools in the country for basketball. And so we'd have every school in the country would come through and watch us play open gym. And I would be in grade 12. We had Markel Fultz, we had DJ Harvey, who were both like high level recruits. And then I would just be cooking these, I would just be going off, like hitting threes, like just destroying. And these college teams, they wouldn't give me a chance. I got no high major gave me an offer, not one. And all of them saw me for sure. All of them saw me.
I think at that level, it's not even politics. It's still development.
I'm definitely a late bloomer. Like I was like a skinny little kid, but I could score the rock. Like I don't know. I don't know. But it definitely made me like when I played Villanova, when I played these top teams, it like makes me like want to like go at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, it must have been a satisfying feeling when you went down to the States to play college, play high school, that you're competing with, the United States you can't argue with me here. They're the best country, arguably the best country in the world when it comes to basketball. So when you go down there and you're competing and at some points dominating, it must be a satisfying feeling going, okay, whoa, wait a second. I could potentially make a living out of this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it made me grow. Like once I got to being the best in Nova Scotia, I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, if I want to grow, so I went down to there. I started hitting growth spurts. I started getting better at my game. I started getting tougher. I started, putting myself in a way more hostile and tougher environment, like forced myself to grow.
Yeah.
So if I would have been in Nova Scotia, I might have not got complacent. I still would have worked, but I don't know if that, that iron sharpens iron thing. Like if I'm playing against Oak Hill, I'm playing against all these top teams in the country. I'm playing against the number one pick in the NBA draft every day in practice. Like I'm competing against these high level guys, and I'm holding my own. So it's like you said, it gives you that confidence. Like I can do this for sure.
When was the last time you went through a day without shooting a basketball? Like, do you shoot a basketball every day?
No, I take some days off.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you hold a basketball every day?
Yeah, I'll touch a basketball.
Like if I go in your car right now, is there a basketball in there?
No,
there's no car.
No, I got 2 in my bag.
So there is one in there. Yeah, there's 2 in there.
No, it's at my apartment.
But every day, like you're just basketball 24/7.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to give my body a break, give my mental a break, and like try to focus on other things too.
What other things you're trying to focus on?
I haven't figured it out yet.
If you ever want to come hang out here, we're getting a couch here soon. You can come hang out. You can come out here.
I appreciate it. No, but I don't know. I've been taking like Sundays off and stuff, so I don't shoot on Sundays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like a religious thing?
No, just
don't shoot on Sundays.
Taking breaks. I want to I have like a routine. Like I said, I'm trying to make it like a 9 to 5. I'm here seeing my family, trying to just have basketball as like, obviously it's my job and do it. And then, give my body and mind time away from it. And then when I go at it with full everything, so yeah.
It'll be interesting. Let me know when you find like a hobby. Do you golf?
I don't golf. I want to get into it.
Get into it.
Yeah.
That's a leisure sport. You can't really get injured. You're walking.
Yeah. No, my mom's wanted to take me out. My dad's wanted to take me out. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, man, you'd like it.
Yeah.
And you're tall too, so you could get like a good, you get a pitching wedge. You could put it 150 maybe. You just have the body frame for it.
Okay.
Try it out.
Yeah, I'll try. I need to. I've been like to driving ranges. I've been on the course like 1 or 2 times, and I enjoyed it. Like I hit those, you get a shot, it goes exactly where you want it to go. It gets that arc, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's addicting.
Yeah, you're like, there it is.
And you're living in some of the best climate in the world to play golf. So you're going to Vegas, and well, I guess you're there to work, not golf. But some of the best places in the world, you can golf for sure.
I got into chess a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies was like a chess master. When he was a kid, he was like a child prodigy on my G League team last year.
Oh, he's on your G League team.
Yeah, Jordan Ford. And so we would play against each other a lot. And
Oh, yeah?
I started like studying it and getting into it. It's a cool game.
What was a show on Netflix that came out last year, 2 years ago?
Queen's Gambit.
You're into that?
I watched it, yeah.
What a
Pretty good.
show.
Yeah, it was good.
Do you know if they're coming out with a season 2?
Oh, they are?
Are they?
I don't know.
No, I was asking.
It seemed like it was a one-season thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It should be. When something's great, let it be.
Exactly, but they might try to just to get some money. They're like, oh, everyone's going to
fair.
watch it. But
That's fair.
Who knows?
The best trilogy, in my opinion, Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks 1, 2, 3.
I only saw the first one.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well, the
as a
first
kid.
one's the best one.
Okay, yeah.
What's the best basketball movie out there?
Basketball movie. I forget what it's called, but it's the one where they show UTEP winning a national championship. And it's like the first like starting 5 of black guys, and then they play Duke in the final, and it's all starting 5 white guys.
Fab Five?
No.
Oh, that's a documentary.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to say Space Jam Lights Out. No problem.
I forget what it's called, man, but it's such a good movie.
Hoop Dreams?
Dreams, Glory Days or something like that.
Air Bud had a basketball movie. That one was pretty good.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. That's my favorite basketball movie, though.
How much time are we at right now?
50 minutes.
50 minutes? Wow. What was your morning like this morning? What's the routine like on a 9 to 5 day? Oh no, I already asked that, and you already told me what you're trying to step away from the basketball and focus more on your body. And then you had a coach here that you really like. What was his name again?
Brandon
sorry?
Brown.
Brandon.
Yeah. So I just do. I try to get my body moving, get my body flowing. So I'll like go work out, do some like physical therapy in the mornings, and then I get I'll go for like a nice walk and try to get some really deep breaths in. Like,
really?
Yeah, the breath. Like I've been really, like once COVID hit, like and basketball got taken away from me for a little bit, I needed something to like be at peace. So I got into meditation a lot, and then I realized like, okay, like meditation is cool, but like what I got from meditation was to focus on my breath. So then I started to like really focus on my breath, like just walking around and doing things, because I'm like a movement person. I don't like to just sit around. So like I'm
sorry
stretching.
to make you sit here right now.
No, but we're interacting. But so I started focusing on my breath, and then because like I said, I want to find that was like for me, like my only job is to work on my body and my mind to get better at basketball, but it also gets better as a person. But if I can find those moments where I can become more in the moment, and it can translate to basketball where I can find those blackout moments more and more often. Like that's the biggest question in basketball. Why can't I find that state every single time I step on the court? You know what I'm saying? So I try to become more mindful in my daily life so that I can become more mindful on the basketball court.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
You're 23.
Yeah.
That's like deep thought for a 23-year-old. That's crazy, man. It's awesome that you can recognize that now and not at the age of 30. That's awesome.
Thank you. But it also improves my daily life and everything too. So
yeah. It's tough. But what you're talking about could be related to anyone. If someone that actually works a 9 to 5 job, instead of going home and just, I don't know, maybe not doing the right thing, go take a walk. Think about your day. How was your day? Think about your actually, your thought process on how you approach the day when you wake up in the morning.
Absolutely.
It could be beneficial to anyone, not just you.
That's for sure. And Kobe says that too. He's like, you're not going to be Kobe Bryant. Take the Mamba mentality of what he's saying and put it into like whatever journey, yeah, whatever your thing is. And for me, like finding something that can really take you into the moment, whether it's meditation, whether it's basketball, whether it's gardening, whatever it is, like get somewhere where you can be in the moment, you know what I'm saying? In that flow state. And just rep it out.
100%.
Yeah.
The photo of Kobe in the pajamas with the broken arm shooting a free throw, that every now and then I'll just look at that photo, and that's the mind state that I try to be in. Like whenever we try to, like when I messaged you or when Quake set it up, it's trying to find guests is that moment where I have to be mindful of when I'm reaching out. It's like, okay, I'm going to reach out to this guy. He might not reply. He might just say no. So you have to take doubt or you have to take rejection. Like that's my thing when I'm not an athlete anymore, but trying to find guests and like locking into that zone of being willing to taking rejection and just working your ass off. That's my thing right there. Finding guests. Exactly. It's a hustle. You got to move around people. It's fun, but to maybe a lot of other people it's not. But
no, it's impressive too. You have to be like focused on communication and like how humans interact with each other. You have to be careful with what you say and how you say it and stuff like that. Like,
it's a thing.
Yeah.
There's an art to it, oddly enough.
Absolutely.
But oddly enough, I like it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like guys like Joe Rogan, like that he can talk to anybody in the world and put together a good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's a skill for sure.
Man, what episode is this? 392, I think it is.
Really?
And the common trait out of all the conversations that I have is we're all the same. It's really weird. Everyone is out here just trying to become a better person. You know, I've talked to people on this podcast, but also I've talked to them like at a bar while they're drinking. And it's like, oh, that's a different guy compared to the podcast.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you have these conversations, you're like, oh, this guy's just trying to get better. Everyone's just trying to get better and be a nice person. It's kind of cool. It's different, but it's a cool living.
Absolutely,
I like it, man.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. Like,
No
this is
problem.
a great episode. I hope the people listening got an earful from you and listened to what they wanted to hear. I know the basketball community in Nova Scotia and Canada is growing. There's a cool league. What's the CBL?
CEBL.
CEBL.
Yeah.
I saw a bit on Sportsnet the other day. That league looks like it's flourishing. So basketball in Canada, Nova Scotia, it's on the up and up. And
Yeah, man.
I'm really happy to have you on this podcast because it seems like you're at the forefront of it. Yeah, man, I want to thank you very much.
Absolutely. No, this was fun.
Awesome.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Everyone listening, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Enjoy the week. What is today? Thursday?
Shout out Scotia.
Shout out to Scotia, 100%. Maritime grit.
Absolutely.
Thursday, May 26th. The weekend's around the corner. Have fun, work hard, listen to Nate, take Sundays off, meditate, and then you can make it too, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're out. Peace.